In the heart of West Africa, a group of warriors existed unlike any other in history. They were known as the Dahomey Amazons, an all-female military unit that became legendary for their bravery, combat skills, and political influence. Their story begins in the kingdom of Dahomey, a powerful state that now makes up modern-day Benin. The Dahomey Amazons, or the Mino, were admired by their people, with their legacy living on even till today. The roots of the Mino trace back to King Harwick Badger, who ruled Dahomey from 1645 to 1685. During his reign, a group of female hunters known as the Gido was formed. The Gido were skilled elephant hunters, and they were believed to be the first known female corps in the kingdom. Some traditions suggest that Harwick Badger didn't create this group but instead organized a pre-existing group of women hunters into an official corps. These women weren't just hunting for the sport, they were preparing for something bigger. Harwick Badger's daughter, Queen Hambe, who was tasked with giving these women a larger role in the kingdom, reigned briefly from 1716 to 1718. Queen Hambe reportedly established a female bodyguard unit. Some European merchants even wrote about their presence in the royal court during this time. Hambe's brother, King Agaja, was said to have taken these women into battle for the first time during his military campaigns. Notably in 1727, when the Dahomeys defeated the neighboring kingdom of Seti, these women began to be called Mino, meaning our mothers in the Fon language, proving they were no longer just hunters or bodyguards, they were soldiers. The Mino truly came into their own during the reign of King Gezo. Gezo turned Dahomey into a militaristic society, and he knew that his kingdom's strength rested on its army. Under his leadership, the Mino went from being a ceremonial unit to a fully recognized military force. One of Gezo's major contributions was increasing the army's budget and formalizing its structure, forming powerful soldiers who were feared by their enemies. European explorers who visited Dahomey were in awe of these female warriors, often comparing them to the mythical Amazons of ancient Greece. Meanwhile, the process of becoming a Mino was not easy, and the recruitment methods varied. Some women joined voluntarily, seeking adventure, power, or a sense of duty to protect their kingdom. Others were conscripted. For instance, if a woman's father or husband complained about her behavior to the king, she could be forced to join the Mino as a form of punishment. Young girls, they were not allowed to marry or have children, though they were considered married to the king in a symbolic sense. Their loyalty was entirely devoted to the kingdom and their military duties. There were also oral traditions that suggest the Mino underwent female genital mutilation as part of their initiation. This practice, though controversial, was believed to reduce the women's sexual drive, further reinforcing their dedication to the army. By the mid-19th century, the Mino numbered between 1,000 to 6,000 women, making up about a third of Dahomey's entire army. They wore uniforms and were organized into regiments, much like a modern military. Amongst them were huntresses, riflewomen, archers, and more, each regiment with its own specific uniform and leader. Being the guardians, as we might say, they were involved in many of Dahomey's most important battles. They didn't just stand on the sidelines, they were in the heart of the action. One particularly famous campaign took place in 1851 when the Mino were armed with Winchester rifles and fought fiercely against Dahomey's enemies. The Mino were known for their courage, and their war chants reflected their belief in their transformation. One chant said, "As the blacksmith takes an iron bar and by fire changes its fashion, so have we changed our nature. We are no longer women, we are men." This wasn't just symbolic. It represented the fierce determination of these warriors to rise above traditional gender roles and become protectors of their kingdom. They also played a major role in Dahomey's politics. They were part of the Grand Council, where they helped debate and shape the kingdom's policies. This political power set them apart from women in many other cultures, where female participation in governance was prohibited. The Mino often advocated for smaller raids on weaker tribes rather than attacking large, well-defended cities like Abeokuta. This put them at odds with their male military counterparts, who supported bolder, riskier assaults. In addition to their political roles, the Mino was central to the annual customs of Dahomey, which included parades, mock battles, and the swearing of oaths to the king. These customs were important cultural events that reinforced the loyalty of the army and the power of the king. By the late 19th century, Dahomey faced growing threats from French colonial forces, and despite their strength and bravery, the Mino couldn't stand up to the firepower and military tactics of the French. In 1894, Dahomey was defeated, and the Mino were officially disbanded. However, stories persist of some Mino continuing to resist French rule in secret, even assassinating French officers. This makes you wonder, what if the Mino had modern weapons? Could their bravery, combined with stronger and more advanced weapons, have changed history and stopped the French from taking over? Well, I guess we'll never know. Or what do you think? Many of the surviving Mino struggled to adjust to life after their military careers. Having spent their lives as warriors, they found it difficult to fit into traditional female roles, and many were said to have trouble settling into family life. Some remained single, while others married, adopting children along the line, though still clinging to their identities as fighters. British travelers in the 1930s recorded encounters with former Minos, now elderly women who continued to live in Dahomey. Some young women were reportedly trained by former Minos, ensuring that the traditions and skills of the warriors didn't completely disappear. The legacy of the Dahomey Amazons has had a lasting impact, particularly in popular culture. They inspired the Dora Milaje and also the fierce female warriors of Wakanda in Marvel's Black Panther. In recent years, actress Lupita Nyong'o even interviewed one of the last surviving women who trained with the Mino for a documentary called Warrior Women. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button, share it with someone who loves history, and subscribe to our channel for more stories on powerful women in history. Until next time.